Welcome. So today we're diving into something called Satipatthana meditation. Now I know that might sound like a pretty abstract or mystical concept, but it's not. Seriously, think of it more like a practical, step-by-step map for the one place we all live, our own mind. It's really just a guide to understanding your own experience from the inside out. So let's get started and explore this map together. But first, let's kick things off with a kind of provocative idea. I mean, we hear the word mindfulness everywhere these days, right? But what if some of the stuff we think is mindfulness is actually, well, bad for us? The ancient texts that this comes from are actually super clear on this point. And this is what's so interesting. Look at the distinction here. On one side, you have what's called wrong mindfulness. And you probably know this feeling. It's that hyper-attentive, strained effort where you're trying to force your thoughts into submission. But the practice we're exploring, Satipatthana, is the total opposite of that. It's all about an open receptivity, a soft kind of alertness. The best description? It's like having a good, kind friend just sitting with you, noticing what's going on without any judgment. So where does a map like this even begin? Well, it starts with the most solid, tangible thing we have, our body. This is the first foundation of the practice. It's the anchor that grounds our awareness right here in the present moment, keeping us from getting totally swept away by all the currents of the mind. And I love this image because it perfectly illustrates the kind of awareness we're trying to cultivate. The source material uses this great little story about a cow herd. See, once the harvest is done, the cow herd doesn't need to chase the cows around anymore. He can just sit back, relax, and watch from a distance, just being aware, there are the cows. That's it. It's that relaxed, uninvolved observation we're aiming for. But being relaxed doesn't mean being passive. It actually encourages this wholehearted dedication to whatever you're doing. There's this description of the Buddha turning with his whole body, like an elephant does. There's no half-assing it. The invitation here is, can we bring that same fullness of being to our own lives? Can we eat or walk or even just listen with our whole body? And that's such a crucial point. This stuff isn't just for when you're sitting on a meditation cushion. Not at all. The practice is meant to be woven into every single part of your life, from walking and eating to the really tough ones, like talking or even answering emails. Every moment, literally every moment, becomes an opportunity for this kind of awareness. Now, within this first foundation, the practice gets even deeper by using 3 specific ways of looking at the body to gain insight. First, you look at its anatomy, which helps deconstruct our fixed ideas about beauty. Then, you see it as just being made of elements, earth, water, fire, wind, to really feel its connection to nature. And finally, you contemplate mortality, to really truly get that it's impermanent. All right, so from the physical anchor of our body, the map now guides us inward. We start to observe our internal weather system, our feelings. And this is the second foundation of the practice. And the source material has this absolutely beautiful simile for it. It says feelings are like winds. They just show up, they blow from different directions, and then they go away. We don't control the wind, do we? The idea is that we can learn to stop trying to control our feelings, too. We just notice they're here, and then we notice when they pass. That's the whole job. Now, this isn't about getting into some complex psychoanalysis of your emotions. It's way, way simpler. We're just noticing the basic feeling tone of any experience. That's it. Is it pleasant, which, we automatically crave? Is it unpleasant, which we automatically try to push away? Or is it neutral, which, let's be honest, we usually just ignore completely? The whole practice is just seeing these automatic reactions happening without getting tangled up in them. And this simple practice leads to one of the most powerful insights of this entire map. It's illustrated by this concept of the 2 arrows. Okay, here's the core idea, and it's a real game changer. The first arrow is the unavoidable pain of life. Sickness, loss, disappointment. It just happens. But the second arrow, that's the one we fire at ourselves. It's the rumination, the worry, the anger about the pain. That second arrow, that's suffering. This practice teaches us how we can feel the sting of that first arrow without adding the poison of the second one. So after we've grounded ourselves in the body and learned to observe our feelings, the map directs us to turn that lens of awareness onto the mind itself. This is the third foundation, simply seeing the state of our mind in any given moment. The metaphor used here is just brilliant. It's a mirror. Mindfulness doesn't judge you, it doesn't try to fix you, it just reflects. It shows you your mental state with total accuracy, almost as if you're looking at it from some neutral outside observation point. It's like for the first time, you get a clear, unbiased look at what's really going on in there. So, what does this mirror actually show us? Well, it's really simple stuff. We just learn to recognize the mind's changing states. So it's like, oh, okay, there's desire present right now, or there's no desire present. Anger is here, or anger is not here. See, the goal isn't to get rid of any of it, but to simply know if it's there or not, without making a big deal out of it. And this changes everything. I mean, most of us spend our lives completely lost in the what, the story, the content of our thoughts, all the drama. This practice shifts our attention to the how. What's the underlying quality of the mind that's having this experience? Are we experiencing this drama with a mind that's all tight and contracted, or an open one? A distracted mind, or a focused one? That becomes the new point of interest. Okay, this brings us to the final section of our map, where all the previous steps really start to come together. This is the culmination of the practice, and it's often described as the direct path to freedom. So the fourth foundation is all about observing dharmas. Now, in this context, that just means seeing reality for what it is, seeing cause and effect super clearly. You learn to see, without a doubt, which mental habits lead you to suffering and which ones lead you to clarity and freedom. So what's the end result of traveling this whole map? Well, it's a systematic dismantling of the core misperceptions that cause almost all of our stress and suffering. We start to see through our mistaken beliefs in superficial beauty, in the permanence of things that are always changing, in the idea that some fleeting pleasure can bring us lasting happiness, and finally, in the illusion that we have this solid, separate self. So where does this map ultimately lead? What's the destination? The source material describes it so beautifully. It's a mind that can abide independently. A mind that doesn't need to cling to any experience or person or idea for its own sense of stability and peace. It's a state of really profound freedom. So in the end, the goal isn't to somehow force your mind to become blank or empty. It's to understand it so well that it becomes free. Free from all those habitual reactions, free from clinging, and free from the suffering that comes with it. So the final question this whole map leaves us with is a really personal one. If you had that kind of freedom, what would you choose to let go of?